Hello, uh, I'm just doing this video. It's a video I've been meaning to do for a while, but kept putting it off. And it's on a subject that's been doing my head in for quite a while, and that is so-called Doctor Who fans who say that certain stories or serials, if you want to call them, or episodes, in the case of the new series, are terrible. But they never say why they're terrible. So I'm going to go through the list now of ones I've heard people say is supposed to be terrible. And if someone can tell me why they're terrible, it'd be interesting to know. So season one, I've not heard. I don't think there is one because that I've heard anyone said is terrible. Season two, the Space Museum. A lot of people say that's supposed to be terrible, but I can't work out why. I've always enjoyed watching it. It's got a bit of an eerie feeling. Of course, it could be because the music reminds me a bit of Tomb of the Cybermen. So it's the same music, but I enjoy the serial story, whatever you want to call it. Recently in Doctor Who magazine, someone suggested The Chase is terrible. And that really baffles me. It's classic is The Chase, so anyone shed any light on that? They were comparing it to Dalek's master plan because we're talking about the recently recovered episodes and saying the master plan is just the chase but better. Right, what else? Season three. Season three, the first one that I've heard, it's really well. Actually, the Ark. I'm listening to Toby Haydock's, not who's I going to say who's round then, but whatever it's called. I forgot what it's called now. But the podcast where he commentates along, uh, and him and a few people said the acting's terrible in the first two episodes of The Ark, but not the second two. Having watched it recently, I can't tell what they're on about there, so if anyone can enlighten me on that. But then, what I've just watched, what made me do this video, reminded me of it, is The Gunfighters. A lot of people say that's terrible. Now, I don't know whether it's because of the song that's constantly going round, the Last Chance Saloon, but then I heard someone recently say that is accurate because that's what they used to do in those days, latch onto one song and play it over and over again. Right, so season four, I don't think there was one in season four. Oh yeah, Underwater Menace, I've heard people say is terrible, but I enjoy it. Season five, I don't think there is one in season five that anyone says is terrible. No. Season six, The Dominators. A lot of people say that's supposed to be terrible, but like I say, I enjoy that one. And it makes me laugh thinking of that one because Patrick Charlton's last convention appearance, before he goes on stage, he's chatting to some people that are filming him. And one guy's talking about all the ones he's watched recently and enjoyed, and it says the Dominators, and then this American woman says, "The Dominators? That's the dullest show I've ever seen." Why? I mean, Patrick Charlton does say, "Oh, he agrees," and they say, they say a lot. We must reserve our power, but that don't bother me. It's stating a fact, telling the Torber, is it the guy that's a bit bloodthirsty, to stop killing people with quarks because they need the power. It makes sense to me. Anyway, yeah. And then, the Crotons. A lot of people say that's supposed to be terrible, but I don't know why. And then they've got the Space Pirates. I've I really enjoy that one every time I watch it. I don't know why that's supposed to be terrible. Third Doctor, there isn't one in season 7 that I've heard. I don't think there is one in season 8. No. 9. It's I think I might have heard some say the mutants is supposed to be terrible, but I don't know. The Time Monster, I have heard that's people say that one's terrible, but like I said I don't think so. I think it's quite interesting and going back, especially going to Atlantis. That's good. Season 10, there isn't one. That seems to be a golden season. 11, it just seems to be just Monster of Peladon. Yeah, it's just Monster that's supposed to be terrible and not Curse of Peladon, but they're pretty similar to me, so I don't know. Now, season 12, it's just Revenge of the Cybermen. Anyone can tell me why that's terrible? I'd love to know. 13, there isn't one that I've heard. 14, I don't think there is one either. No. 15, I think I've heard in 15 people say some makers and the Underworld is terrible, supposed to be terrible, and which I don't agree. And the Invasion of Times, I think someone said it's supposed to be terrible, but I think that might just be a disappointment because it's big chase in the TARDIS, but it's filmed in a hospital. I know even Stephen Moffat said that. 16, no, I can't think of one for 16, but I'm sure I've heard one. Someone say one of them in 16 is supposed to be terrible. 17, I think a few people say Nightmare of Eden is supposed to be, but I enjoy that one. And they might say Creature from the Pit is because of the creature looks like something that I won't mention, but I don't think so. If you've got an imagination, that shouldn't matter. 18, I think some people don't like Meglos, but they never say why. 19, Fort of Doomsday. I know for some reason Nick Briggs and Benji Clifford on Big Finish podcast said that that one was boring, but I don't know why I enjoy that one. Especially like the line, I am Nymphutu. Well, you could have fooled me. You look the best of health to me, or whatever he says. A bit more witty than that. Yeah, and then Time Flight. That's supposed people say that's terrible, but I enjoy that one. 20. I don't know if there's one in 20. You have to let me know if there's one in 20. 21. You say Warriors of the Deep is terrible because of the murker, but like I said, if you've got an imagination, that shouldn't matter. I don't think 20. Twin Dilemma. If anyone could tell me why that's supposed to be terrible, is it just because the Doctor's a bit of a bleep in that one? That's because of his regeneration. And then 22, that everyone says Time Lash. Well, not everyone. A lot of people say Time Lash is supposed to be terrible. I can't see why on that either. I've not heard one for 23 other than they shouldn't have done the trial theme. 24, I think they say Delta and the Bannerman. Supposed to be terrible. Oh no, Time from this one. Time and the Rani. Everyone said, oh, it's terrible. Why? No, it's not. Delta and the Bannerman. I think I've heard people say that's terrible. 25. I don't think. No, I don't think there's one for 25. And 26, I think you'd have to be a bit of a heathen, wouldn't you, to think any of them are terrible? It's supposed to be a golden season. Now, I mean, also including, because I include it in my marathons, and also it's been canonised, hasn't it, recently, there's Dimensions in Time. I don't want to say, I'm sick of seeing that on Facebook recently. Terrible, terrible. Now, is it just because it's linked with EastEnders? Because if it is, you can easily just ignore that and just pretend it's not EastEnders, it's just the East End of London, you know what I mean? So, right, and then we're on to the new series. Let's get the new series up. Episodes. I don't think there is one that I've heard anyone says is terrible in series 1. No. Series 2, I think it's just Love and Monsters. People say it's terrible, but I enjoy it. I know the Doctor's not in it much, but you know, it's still enjoyable. Fear Her. A lot of people say, including a guy at work, I asked him, he said, oh yeah, I don't like that Fear Her. I enjoyed it. Watched that one fairly recently. Series 3, I don't think there's one in Series 3, is there? No. Series 4, I've not heard, I don't think there's one in Series 4. No. Or the specials. 11th Doctor. Don't think there's one in Series 5. No. Or is there one in Series 6 anyone's ever said? No, there isn't one, as far as I know, in Series 5. 7. The Rings of Akaten. Someone once called it the Rings of A-Hole 10, because they said it was rubbish, but I enjoy that one. And that one, for fans, is a brilliant, because that's the first mention of Susan in it. But spoiler alert if you've not seen it. Cold War. Hide. 12th Doctor. I don't think there is one in series 8. Apart from, I don't think people like the in Kill the Moon the Egg thing, but bother me, it's only fiction. It's not real. Oh, Forest of the Night. Someone's called that Forest of the Shite. I enjoy that one. I heard someone say Sleep No More is supposed to be terrible. If so, I don't see why that one either. Series 10, I don't think there's any in Series 10, is there? Yeah, I've heard a lot of. Now we're on to the 13th Doctor. Now, a lot of people, morons in my opinion, say the whole of the 13th Doctor era is terrible because of bad writing, but they never say what bad writing. Arachnids in the UK, I've heard a lot of people rant about being especially bad. I don't know why. Now, Series 12, Orphan 55, a lot of people are like, terrible. How the only one on podcast are on about it. Give it a 10 out of 10. Everyone went, but I think one reason is because the old woman shouts Benny a lot, but if you'd lost your husband, you would do that, wouldn't you? I think I've heard Practice is supposed to be bad, but still, again, I don't know why. Series 30. I don't think anyone's ever called out any of Flux as terrible. Apart from some people asking when Russell T Davies took over if he were going to wreck on it. He said, no, why would I do that? The specials. 14th Doctor, I don't think there's any yet. Now, the 15th Doctor is similar to the 13th. A lot of people say the whole of that era is terrible because of bad writing and Ncuti Gatwa crying a lot, which I can't see any bad writing, and I don't. There's a few things that irritate me about that era. Is some of the decisions Russell T Davies made, like the changing the shape of the sonic screwdriver because it's scared kids think it's a gun, but it's been like that for ages. But not that puts me off enjoying them. And as for the crying thing, he just wanted to put more emotion into his Doctor. It's fair enough. And then a lot of people, I don't know why, say the whole of this last series is terrible, especially the finale. I really enjoyed the finale. So, and then we're up to present. So, yeah, if anyone can shed any light on why they're supposed to be terrible, I'd be happy to know. But bye for now. Cheers.